Hi, I'm Tesla, a 25-year-old with no dependents living in Texas, and I'm going to budget my final paycheck in February. In my last video, I was really sick with COVID, and thankfully, I feel so much better now. I did test negative, so I'm all good. I'll probably be too chatty this video since I'm in a better mood, so let's handle the $5,658.75 I get to work with. I'll start with investing to get to a normal assigning number, and then there are also several changes going on with investments. I've been investing since I think 2019, and I never really changed anything, and then suddenly I'm moving things all over the place. In my categories, I separated out my stocks and my crypto for now. I'm considering making my individual stock purchases under just one of my brokerages. Right now, they are all separate institutions, and for stocks, I use Public, and apparently they will charge me $75 to transfer money out of that account. And then to top it off, I was going to transfer it to M1 Finance, but they won't let you transfer anything under $1,000. So they called me poor because I only have like $217 in stocks. So my only option then is to move it to Fidelity because I think they don't have a transfer minimum. But then I'm thinking that probably is still going to leave the $75 fee. And that's a huge expense when you only have $217 in stocks. So do I sell the stocks during the market crash and then rebuy with the Fidelity, put up with the fee, leave things as is? I don't know. So, if you have any idea as to what you would do to consolidate your accounts, like any thoughts would be appreciated. But to cover my auto investing for my brokerage is 1,400. So, with the Acorns money, I put $1,000 into M1 Finance because depositing that amount within the first 14 days was supposed to get me a $500 account promotion. But when that didn't come in, I asked and they said it was only going to be like $30, which is like pretty messed up because if you say 500, then just give me 500. 530 are way different amounts. It drives me crazy when there are secret terms and conditions. And I set up auto investments to $100 a month starting in March, but now I'm not even excited about it. If you're a company offering me something in big bold letters with like a catchy, draw, follow through instead of expecting me to comb through a website and read through a bunch of fine print. I mostly wanted to try M1 Finance because of the easy rebalancing option. I feel like there is a little bit of a curveball. Ooh, look at me doing my math all publicly and stuff. Anyway, back to the right screen. Anyway, I do feel like there's a little bit of a learning curve with all the pies they have. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. And I also opened a spending account there because they offer a 1% debit interest and introductory offer. I had to move $2,500 there in order to get $100, and that'll come later once I leave the money in there for 30 days. I think it compounds monthly instead of daily, but I'll just park it there anyway because it's higher interest and I don't want to put a lot of money there because I want most of my money to still be really accessible, but for a little bit of amount, why not? Another $1,000 from the Acorns account goes into Fundrise, and that's why I added a real estate category. Back in November and December, I was looking at really cheap rental properties and I was getting approved for large amounts. But at the end of the day, I have a low risk tolerance and I felt like I needed much more capital to consider anything in physical real estate, especially knowing like not everybody pays every time, like you're not guaranteed to make a profit. Fundrise lets me invest in multiple properties with very little capital. It's less risk, it diversifies my portfolio. The platform is easy and transparent. I'm really new. I think I opened it like 3 days ago and I only put in $1,000 for the basic account. And then I set up $50 every month starting in March for an auto investment. It's new territory for me, but I hope it works out. So then that would leave $1,597.42 of the Acorns money, and I put that in the Roth IRA contribution for 2021. So what is that? 1597.40. I'm not going to do the 42. I'm going to leave the 42 cents for myself. Okay, cool. So that zeroes out. So now we are back to normal. So now any money that I put in investing is not from Acorns, it's from like my actual check. I don't know why there's not an upcoming investment happening because I need to put 250 here. to max out my 2022 Roth IRA at $500 a month or $6,000 a year. I'm still negative 400 here because I put that amount in the brokerage, which now I'm thinking about it. At that time when I did that transfer, I must have not done my math right or something, because that leaves me very little money. Whoops. Okay, and then impulsively today, I also bought $50 worth of PepsiCo stock. And then earlier in the month, I also impulsively bought like the smallest, teensiest bit of Target. And then for crypto, I technically have an upcoming transaction. It's not set in stone yet. I want to buy $50 of Cardano. Oof, that's a low number. Anyway, I haven't bought the Cardano yet because I don't want to use my old bank to pay for it, but Coinbase doesn't accept Discover, so that's weird. It looks like I'm investing a lot towards this month, but you just have to remember that like nearly 3,600 came from money that was already invested, and I'm just shifting it around. I'm still going to be responsible though and take care of credit card payments. I have never had two cards at once before, and I've always wanted just one single card. I got a new card because I switched banks, but I'm still keeping the old one because I have some travel rewards I would eventually like to redeem. I want to get plane tickets at like a good time. I was at first thinking Sweden and then Alaska, now Canada, just kind of wherever I can see the northern lights for kind of cheap when it's not like terribly cold. So I can't wait until I can like find a good time to buy those tickets, and then I can close down that old card because I only really want one at a time. So for the travel card, I am only doing minimum balance payments because there are no interest charges on this card until July. And the minimum balance starts in March, so I don't have to assign anything here. As for my cashback card, I don't think I have ever carried, which one is it? Such a large balance before. A good chunk of it is like me lending people money and then them being really slow to pay me back. So far, I have put. These numbers never make any sense to me, actually. Anyway, I've been putting money towards this card, but not very much. It says I need 136.27 to stay on track. And I want to pay this off by next March because that's when interest will kick in. I have not paid like an interest charge before, and I really don't want to after the introductory period is over. Okay, so that's 130.84. So if I go here and I click record payment, yeah, that's the right amount. Okay, cool. I am feeling pretty good about savings because my roommate finally paid her January, February, and half of March rent today. So that $2,000 is on its way to my bank account. And then once that comes in, I will assign it to my bills category. So for now, I always assign $468 out of every paycheck. Look at how little money that leaves me. Whew. Okay, that's fine. Everything is okay. So that's actually a big weight off of my shoulders. These categories look slightly different than my last video because like I just rounded up to see like mostly zeros, but that's only a couple of dollars. It's just, I don't know, it's nice to see it like that. As you can see, my buffer category got completely emptied because I was rolling with the punches and moving things around, which we'll cover when we get to the spending of last month. The only reason this group even looks positive is because my car insurance company gave me, I think it was $1,619.26 because I paid the $1,000 deductible on my car damages from my wreck when was that? Last month already. Oh my gosh. So I got in a wreck on January 26th and my car still isn't fixed yet. So once the repairs are done, I'll have to pay my mechanic that amount, and then my category will basically be back down to $321.30. I actually hesitate to fill this in right now because I'm only have $700 for my lifestyle and my basic expenses. I think it's because I was a little overly ambitious. You can be too ambitious, and I was, because I don't know where I got the idea that I could pull which one was it? $400 out of my butt. Very interesting choice, Tesla. It's very interesting. So let's do this. Okay, I'm gonna cover everything that's not green. Not everything. Some things. Okay. It says 21.94. So let's trust that. This says 13.92. Let's do 20. I really need to bump up this vacation fund because I have the When We Were Young festival in Vegas in October. And then I have that trip in August to see the Northern Lights. So I really need to beef this up. I think I'm going to use up all my vacation and sick days this year. So the vacations have to be worth it. I need to either make more money or not get ahead of myself with my money because, like, lately I've been tending to make like different accounts, going after different interest rates and trying new things, and then I overestimate the amount of things my money is able to do for me, and that's not good. And I was so excited to save. I was going to be like, I could save so much money now, and now I'm like, no. Oh man, it's okay. Everything's fine. I'll come back to this category later. Everything is fine. For my basic expenses, I spent more in some areas and less in others. I spent less on groceries because my last 2 HelloFresh deliveries, I didn't even cook them. They just went bad in my fridge. And I don't know why I can't motivate myself to get into the kitchen. Like I don't want to cook. So I think what I'm going to do, well, I did cancel HelloFresh. So what I'm going to do is probably just eat like a lot of frozen meals, and that will just be I'll be reliving my childhood with ramen and popcorn and frozen meals. Let's assign 70. Can I get away with 70 since I know I'm still going to be eating out? Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Transportation was expensive, like I knew it would be. Because of the accident, I will spend more money on my car this month than all of my expenses from last month combined. I know not all of it is like my money because some of it comes from insurance, but still. I will assign 70 more here. I'll be driving around a lot this month because I'm going to a Latin theater festival in Houston. It was a festival I once co-directed a show for a long time ago, and I'm excited to be going back and seeing what shows they've got going on. I'm also going to a museum downtown for a Frida Kahlo exhibit, and there's probably going to be parking fees with that. And then I'm also going to see the MacGyver musical with my family. I've never seen it before, but all of these things are across town because those are in higher cost of living areas, and I live in a slightly cheaper area, so hopefully between parking and gas, 70 will be fine. I was not expecting to spend so much on personal care. Someone I know tested positive, so I had to get instant tests from CVS, and they are way more expensive than I thought. I also got that sick person some medicine, and I'm going to leave it under personal care because I'm not going to let them pay me back for that. I'll still give myself $10 more for the usual stuff like eye drops and chapstick. I don't know what it is. I could buy like 10 of those things and they all disappear. I had impulsively bought a catnip toy for my dog. I really don't know why, but he loves catnip toys. He's probably going to need more food throughout the month, so I'll give him $10. He eats the cheap stuff this month. Home care. So I've been paying off a TV for a while. That's not new. And then I bought like dish towels from Target on a whim, of course. And I don't even know why, because A, I don't cook. B, if I did, I would never hand wash my dishes. I mean, I have a dishwasher. I'm going to use my dishwasher. And I don't even dry my dishes before I put them away. I leave them to air dry or I leave it up to God. So I don't know what I was thinking. Such is the persuasion of Target. Oh, you know what? I'll give myself $10 more here because I might need some paper towels. Okay. As for rarities, I went back and I watched my video on walking through why I chose the categories I did. And this used to be a hidden category. And apparently I didn't cover what my hidden categories are for. So I still don't know why this is here. So I'm not funding it, but I'm not deleting it. It'll come to me eventually, maybe. Lifestyle expenses. Okay, I bought Chick-fil-A today because I got my paycheck today and I thought I'd have more money than I do. So I'll cover that. No categories found. Okay, lending. The sick person I know needed to get some things for their lizard, like food and terrarium stuff. So covering that, hoping I'll get paid back. Oh gosh. I really do need to get paid back. Giving, I have got a $5 donation coming up, and then I'll also assign 15 more. I usually don't carry cash on me, and I feel like that was the holdup from keeping me from giving. But then I thought GoFundMe's exist. I'm just gonna pick somebody on a GoFundMe, and that's kind of how I've been doing it when I don't have cash. My stuff is covered. I'll walk you through something a little different. So here I used to have a yoga category. Instead, I am lumping that in with my subscriptions. So it's both my monthly and yearly subscriptions. And I figure if I front load it, it'll be okay. And then YNAB Toolkit has helped me with, I think it's called Markdown, so I can keep everything in check. Aside from Chick-fil-A today, I did not do too bad of overspending on food the first 15 days of the month. I think I would have been on budget if I didn't go out for the Super Bowl. I watched the halftime with someone at a nice restaurant and there were drinks, and I'm a generous tipper, and it kind of just goes like that. So, but I don't consider this too bad, too shabby. I am going to give myself $100 more for eating out. I know it's a lot of money on food. Okay, I know. Well, actually, okay, assigned in February, $414.42. I'm not crazy. I know that money could be served for better things. I'm not saying that I make good decisions. I'm just being honest. Okay, so that leaves me to, okay, so after dining out, there is appearance. I will begrudgingly assign $60 for new Converse. I hope I can get some secondhand because they did me dirty by not honoring a birthday discount on a day where I was sick. I had been in a car accident. I was a new account member, and they wouldn't even give me 15%. I'm a size 5.5 though, so I need to be realistic about finding those type of shoes in the wild. They may win this time. They may win. For fun money, I bought 2 comedy/magic show tickets for a show in March. I don't feel like Houston has really become my home. I have been here since 2019. It's 2022, and I don't really feel like I've found a community here. So I don't know if I want to stay here. I might just make the most out of the city, try all the restaurants, go to all the theaters, shows, everything the city has to offer, and then bounce in 2 years. Maybe I'll go to a different country where there's actual healthcare and a good amount of vacation days. I don't know. I still want to be safe with hand washing, sanitizing, mask wearing, not touching things, distancing, etc. Anyway, for fun money, I already mentioned how I'm doing a bunch of stuff, so I'm going to give myself $35 more because I don't know what I'm going to want to do with it. But if I want to buy a souvenir from somewhere, or maybe, I don't know, just leave it open-ended. This miscellaneous category, I spent a lot because of the Houston freeze. Last winter, Houston got a couple inches of snow and our infrastructure couldn't handle it. And my house had so many burst pipes that there was awful flooding everywhere. It must have been between $30,000 to $60,000 in damage. There were so many issues, and I had to live in a roach-infested hotel for 6 months because my insurance was really not helping me out. And there was so much money being thrown around and so many issues I couldn't even keep track. And I'm a pretty meticulous person. So this winter I was very paranoid. But of course I was ill, so I couldn't go anywhere. So a friend of mine had to go shop for socks to tie up all my pipes, and they bought the most expensive socks on earth from Target. I think people go through a low-grade possession when they go into Target. So it was more than I wanted, but I'll put an extra $12 here and see where that gets me. $245.56. Okay, I'm gonna give myself 10 more for groceries just in case. Okay, well, it says assign 4.08, so fine, I can assign 4.08. I can go back into my savings category. Okay, Christmas. I'm actually like a very stingy person, so putting money away, knowing I'm going to give it away to other people, I'm like, I'd rather put it somewhere else, but I know it's the right thing to do. So Christmas will win. Um, Down payment $50. Okay. $136.64. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. You can have $25. And then I will add this to my buffer. That is not much of a buffer. That is a very small buffer, but at least most of my categories are green, right? That is the positive thing. I am okay with my credit cards. I am over investing, and if it gets really tight, I can just not buy Cardano and get myself an extra $50. I am still on track for most of my savings. It's not as much as I want, but that's okay. And hopefully, the numbers I have assigned will get me through to the end of February. It would be great if people would pay me back the way they're supposed to pay me back, because then I would have a lot more money. Because if I go here, I'm still owed from January like a lot of money, like over, I don't know, like over $400 from January. I think last time I said I was too sick to poke people about like giving me my money back. No, this month I'm coming after you. That sounds aggressive. I will probably just send a really friendly text that downplays the situation. That's probably the most I'll do. I'll be like, hey. Anyway, I hope that everyone stays safe, has a good rest of the month, and I hope that you are getting closer and closer to the situation that you want to be in. Okay, bye, y'all.